Hello, everybody, and welcome to tonight's edition of the 5D News. We are already June 3rd. I don't know how's the weather where you are living, but here it's very rainy, so it doesn't feel like yet the summer, but we're going to talk about a lot of shiny stuff in this episode, hopefully, so you'll feel more of the heat. How are you, Sophie? How are you feeling?
I'm good, thank you. I'm about to go to the sun. It's my turn, so it will be. I think we need it. So if you're living in Quebec too, I'm so sorry for you because I know it has been so rainy and so gray. Other places, other people in the comment are saying how sunny it is where they are. I am so happy for you guys, but I cannot wait to be under warm and the sun.
Yes. So yeah, Sophie's leaving right after for a little vacay, so she'll be working on the road. Yeah, I had my dose of sun, so I feel a lot better now. So yeah, without further ado, let's dive into questions. We have a lot happening with our Earth, geomagnetic storms, volcanoes erupting, and lots about also the astrology, and of course with the celebrities, with the politics. So let's dive into it right away. And just before we do, please do make sure you are subscribed to our channel. It really helps us into providing for you all this original content that we're working really hard to provide you with. And do make sure you are also liking this video if you do appreciate the content, of course. And we are simulcasting here on our Rumble channel, just in case you prefer this platform. And if that's the case, do make sure you like and are subscribed to our channel. And we are, of course, putting those episodes of 5D News every Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern. So you are, of course, welcome to join us live while we're premiering and on replay. And yeah. So let's start there. Our first category for today is the Earth and the stars. And we're going to talk about, and I have also taken all of your questions. Well, not all, but I tried to take as much as I can, of course, because if we did all of the questions, I think we would do this episode 24 hours, 7 days a week. So let's start here with a question that I had on the community about the Mount Etna's volcano that just erupted in Italy, Sicily. So I think we've already pulled cards on that question, if I remember correctly. Yeah, we were talking about how it would eventually erupt, but now it's actually happening now, and they say that the population is safe. So let's ask the cards. Why is the Earth purging in this location, specifically Sicily, Italy?
We have a timeline shift. So I think this is going from the darkness to the light. We can see that on this card. Let me see a little bit more. Yes, huge breakthrough. It's very positive. It is the light that is basically saying, oh, we are not done. We have a lot of energy to fight, and we really want to absolutely getting rid of the negativity and the negative energies. So why in this location? We have ego, death, and we have another card that just flew. I will just get it. Ego, death, and the star. So I think that in that location, we have a lot of ego. We have a lot of politician, or maybe it's connected to the Vatican. I don't know. But it says that basically we are getting rid of a lot of negativity to welcome the light. In that place, it is absolutely clear that the light is going to win.
And you know what? I just thought of, like, Sicily is known to be like the mecca for the mafia.
Oh, yeah.
The Italian mafia. It's said to be, and hopefully I'm not ruffling any feathers, but this is what I heard, that there is a lot of corruption, a lot of dark activities going on. So that would make sense, the cards that you're getting. And yes, of course, it's in the same country as the Vatican, but it's happening in a different region. Okay, and I was reading an article recently about how volcanoes make let's say make room for a lot of like hidden crystals and stuff that are usually hidden because they're closer to the center of the earth. And with the activity, it's releasing a lot of those very magical gems and maybe even new frequencies. So can we ask the cards, will we be able to see new crystals and access new frequencies as a result of this volcano?
Okay, cards are going crazy here. Okay. Ruthless, aggressivity, and the return. It's not answering your question. It's just keep saying the same old answer that we just had, meaning that it just keeps saying that it is not, the main goal is not to have crystals or anything. It's really the rebalancing of the vibrations. And we have, right now, it's on the opposite side. So I will take 2 more cards just to see if they are answering your questions. And they don't seem to be, again. Cards have their own soul. So I think that it is more about purging. And I think that what is getting out of it, it's not something that is necessarily good for this one. So I would not take gems out of it. I would not use that kind of volcano right now because it is purging the bad.
Oh, and I believe you had like several cards about the rebalance of the feminine and the masculine union. Yeah, so that may be what's at play here.
Absolutely. And the fact that we have the one-sided and it's a man that is there can also lead to this. Absolutely, you're right. Making sure that it is balanced, making sure that both sides are have their own place and their own space, basically. Yes.
And I believe also that's what you were also have like a lack of memory when we do so many of those shows that sometimes I forget what we pull on. But I do remember when we were reading about the Vatican and the next Pope, you were saying that there will be a resurgence of the feminine energy. So that's interesting that it's in Italy as well. Okay, next question here. So I have a really good question. Well, it's not a question, but we're gonna make it a question from Gretchen. And it was on our video from last week, so on the last 5D news, and we were talking about the Middle East and how it's so important and how like a lot of political attention seems to be directed in that specific location. So we were pulling on what's so special there, and she answered underneath the video, the Earth mother's womb space is in the Middle East. That's why it's under war all the time. So I thought that was like such an interesting comment. So can we see with the cards, is that true if indeed the Earth mother's womb space is in the Middle East?
We have parasite, settling, set up, and we have the blockage. I think that it's one of the main portal, but it's not the only one or the main one.
Okay.
And it's maybe that it used to be the main one, but because we have so much negativity and so much abuse of that location, that's maybe it has in fact closed up, and that's why we have other ones that are being created. The fact that we have set up, settling, and this is the card of taking a risk. I think that this is the showing up how government and powers are really going to those places they know that it is very powerful. They settle there, and that's how they are taking it.
So it's one of the very important portals, but maybe it was the most important back then, and then there seems to be other portals that have been born from that.
Yes, we can ask quickly just to see. It says it's very smart, and it doesn't. So the Earth is very, very smart and doesn't want to be taken in hostage. So whenever the bad side is figuring out basically where it is, and we have the card of feeling stuck, then that's why we have a new place that is being created.
Wow, that is fascinating. I love that. Okay. So smart. Our next question. So I read on Instagram, this is a post from Instagram that I saw, that on the 1st and the 2nd of June, we would have a very important geomagnetic storm. And also the Schumann resonance would go off the charts, and it did go off the charts as observed. And a lot of people were also seeing what's that called? Aurora Borealis. Aurora Boreal. I had the French term in mind. As a result of the Schumann's resonance and also the very high solar activity. So I'd like to know, can we ask the cards, what's the result of this intense geomagnetic and solar activity on us humans?
For this specific one, because
for this specific one. Good point. So usually there's a common theme in those solar activity manifestations, but let's just ask for this one.
I'm not sure it's the same this time.
Oh.
Well, I don't really remember exactly what I said the last times, to be honest, but I think it's not the same. So look at those cards. We have the Searchers. So I think it talks about people were still searching for their mission, still searching for answers, looking for things in their past lives. I think this is a soul searching energy. And we have Metamorphosis. So that talks about how finding deep answers for your soul right now is so important. And this is a movement. This movement is really helping to have breakthroughs in this. We have signs. So it is very much about, if you are watching and you don't know what you came here to do, you want to dig deeper in your past life, you want to dig deeper in knowing your soul, where it comes from, your origin. I think that there is a lot of potential for breakthroughs, channeling dreams at the moment. And then we have the card of freedom. That is a very powerful one.
Whoa.
So with this, if you are looking to break soul contracts, getting out of karma loops, freeing yourself from old limiting belief or anything that you don't want to keep in a loop, this is a time to really dig deep, and this energy is supportive of that. I think it could be a little bit of irritation, because we have the card of the Uranus card, which is the karmic partners. That doesn't mean a karmic partner is showing up in your life. It can, to trigger this, but for a lot of people, that can just be the energy of the lightning, the download, the channeling, the sudden revelation. That can be through dreams, through just a flash, an idea, an image that shows up in your mind. So I think that this is very, very supportive of us getting rid of karma. And that seems to be something that is happening a lot these days.
Whoa. And like, this is crazy, because I feel like life is so well orchestrated together. Like, the universe works so well. And at the same time, or almost, we're just a few days from having Jupiter enter the sign of Cancer for the next year. So that's going to happen on June 9th. And Jupiter is such an important planet for soul growth, for our life mission, from getting in touch with past wisdom, ancient wisdom. Just this idea of expanding our consciousness generally. And it's in a sign that it really loves to be in, the sign of Cancer. So Jupiter is said to be exalted in the sign of Cancer. So it gives the best results when it is in Cancer. And previously it was in Gemini. So Gemini was not its favorite place, far from it. Jupiter spent a year in Gemini trying to like gather data. So I think we all individually gathered a lot of data. We were trying different things, new experiences. We were sort of dispersing a little bit our energy to try to see, like, what do we want? What do we want to experience? And now that Jupiter is going to be in Cancer, I think it's going to be so positive for this next chapter of our soul growth. So I'm going to make a separate video for the full moon in Sagittarius, and I'm going to talk about that. But I'd like to ask the cards, if it's possible, since Jupiter also takes about a year into each of the signs, are we entering into a year of more abundance? Let's start with that one. Since it will be in a place it really likes to be in. No.
Well, we have an awakened, so I wonder what type of energy it's going to bring.
Okay, I had another one. So I was like, not sure it's going to manifest in a very physical way. So I just wanted to ask this one to start with. The next one I was going to ask is, or will we experience more expansion of our consciousness?
That's the one.
Mm.
That's the one. I think that you're going to review your foundation of life and your foundation of life and who you want to be as a soul in this incarnation. I think this is the year of making big choices when it comes to your foundation. So we talked a lot about 2025 being the year of your mission. So it is to say that this year, if you're not searching for your mission, if you're not taking steps in it, we're not saying to be at the top of it. We're saying searching, committed to it. I
Yeah.
think there is a lot of energy that is going to not be used properly if you're not searching for it and doing actions towards this. But in the same time, we're talking about soul contracts. We are talking about romantic and not romantic soul contracts, knowing who you want in your life, who you don't want in your life, what is your foundation, place of living, partnership of any kind, friendship of any kind, your job, your career. I think we are reviewing the foundation of our lives and deciding if we really want to be in the unawakened side or really work in our spiritual journey, deciding our values intensely, because that's also a foundation. So money wise, I'm not sure it's going to be the same for everybody, but I think it's more about your values, if that makes sense.
It makes a lot of sense. And also, Cancer is the sign of home. It's the sign of the body to feel secure, but also to nurture your soul. So, Cancer is the sign of your personal life, your interior life. So, it makes a lot of sense that the focus will be there. And Jupiter brings wisdom, it brings expansion of consciousness. So in Cancer, well, you said like reviewing the foundation, which makes total sense in astrology because Cancer is your foundation. It's your inner sense of safety. It's your temple. So yeah, very important. I think it's going to be a very, very interesting year, and I think it's going to bring like beautiful results, especially for the people committed to expanding, to keeping on expanding their consciousness and their soul, basically. Okay, so now I came across this video and I wanted to correlate it with an aspect of astrology that we're going to have exact on June 15, but we're already into it right now. It is the Jupiter-Saturn square. And at the same time, Saturn and Neptune are together. So both Saturn and Neptune are making a square to Jupiter. And usually that triggers changes in the economy. So that's, and especially Jupiter and Saturn are said to be like the compass of the cycles of the finances in astrology, especially with financial astrologers. And Neptune also is correlating in that square. So let's ask the cards, will this square trigger a financial crisis worldwide?
Okay. Okay, the card that flipped is the card that says stop.
Bust. Okay.
I use it for stop. I know it says bust, but I like that because it says dropping the burdens and just taking a pause. Something is too heavy to carry. Sometimes that's the inflation. So let's see what we have next. Freedom
so
is there.
Something is stopping in the economy in relation with the way we were doing it before.
Yeah, there's a lot of big reveals that are coming. Listen, I have horrible cards in a sense and wonderful card in another sense. If you're awakened, you're going to know that whatever is coming is not going to be for the worse, but actually to restart the whole process with a new way. So the first card, like I said, this is the card of stop. And I think this is because we have been carrying something for too long that is just too heavy to maintain, just too complicated, just that needs to stop. So we have again this card of freedom, and I think that this is very freeing from the cords could be attachments to companies that are giving money. So I think that in the background there is a lot of things that are going to be purged through this. Okay, we have night and day, so there is going to be a big shift, that's for sure. This is a card of Capricorn. It says, I'm telling you what to do. So this is the banks that are going to try to maintain. They're going to try to continue to say that everything is okay. But we have a pause, two pause, because the first is stop, and then we have a pause. That makes me think that either we are going to have like a break of some kind, either with the government or something with the banks, or a pause of some kind. I don't know what it is. Very, very strange. If you know what it is, Julie, let me know.
I don't know, but I'd like to ask if it's related to debt. Are they going to pardon some debts? Is that along those lines? Like, let's see if we can get some good news for everybody.
What is this pause about? And then I will continue with the rest. But what is this pause about? Please, 2 cards. So we have the Page of Pentacle and we have the 8 of Swords. I think you're right. People are having more and more trouble with payments. And I think that they're going to try to find a way to deal with this, because there is a pressure that is increasing from the population, and people are just not paying.
Yeah, and I saw too that at least in the Bank of Canada, they were thinking about lowering again the interest rates so that it would be around 2%. So that also would make sense with what you're getting.
Yeah, I split the deck into, I don't know why, but let me just show what I have. For those of you who are doing tarot, you know that this card of the High Priestess is associated with the card of Secret. And I don't know why I split the deck in 2, and the next card was Secret. So that's interesting that we have this. It means that, of course, we know there's tons of secret, but in this context, for me, it means that we're not going to know everything for sure. And that it's almost like there is a lot on what is happening. They have a lot of options, and we're not going to be made aware of it. So it's absolutely something that, you know it, you're watching, you're smart, but it's absolutely something that can be, we don't have to go through this, but it's going to be the best way, I think, that is going to be decided, that we're going through this crisis, is the way we're going to go through it. So to be clear, I think that the people in power have other options. They're going to choose this specific way for secret reasons.
For secret reasons. Okay.
And we have 2 more cards, and I want to show. Those are not really important, but I have the Death card and I have Ego. So I think that we need to let go of how the system is at the moment, to purge a lot of unfair and inequalities and just a lot of corruption. So that's how it's going to go. I think that we're going to have a big shift, or at least a beginning of a very big shift, with decisions being made at that moment. We have a pause. So someone is going to either, maybe in the States, it's going to be the Fed saying we need to have a special meeting, or we need to take special decisions, and something is going to shift drastically.
Okay. I wasn't planning on asking you right away, but let's ask, since we're in that subject. What is going to be the impact of those decisions, those secret strategies, with the value of gold? Let's start with that.
Yes. And P.S., I don't have any Tower. I have 1 Dead card. So I think it's not going to be as horrible.
Yeah, this is what I figured. I think like it's not going to be that disturbing for the population. Is that correct?
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be that horrible. I think we are already in the horrible place with people not being able to pay for food, and okay. So I think we're already there. So the price of gold. Okay, yes.
What's going to be the impact of what you're describing on the value of gold? So this is the chart for the last month, and we're here. So we had like a peak recently, and then we're near 3,350.
Let me use tarot so far.
US dollars.
Let's use 2 cards of tarot to see how the gold is going to be affected by this. We have the Tower.
Okay, it's going to be affected.
And the Knight of Swords. I think people are going to react by buying it. Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's not going to be the only thing that is going to go up. So it's not going to go up in a crazy, crazy way. It's going to go up, that's for sure. But it's not going to be the only thing that is going to be bought. So that makes it a little bit less than, let's say, a crazy up if that was the only thing that everybody was buying. But I can see that people are going to go with crypto, silver, gold, tons of other things as well, because it says that there's other options as well.
Okay, and talking about other options in silver, let's ask for silver. What's going to be the impact of what you're describing on the value of silver? The big shift coming.
Let's use your brain for a second, because this is very weird.
Okay.
Oh, I think that's just because of the economy. That's not about the silver yet. I think we have the silver, right?
Wow.
We have foundation, so that would be stable, a solid name, recognition.
Yeah.
But we have separation.
I think it's separating from the old value, because it was always like so how can we say that? We were lied about like the real value of silver for so long. So I feel like it's going to separate from the old way of evaluating silver, and then star is like yeah, sky's the limit, basically, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think it's going to be, it's going to be starting to be recognized. I also sense that
As a foundational value also, because you had like the house, and we know that gold is one of the foundational value whenever there is a financial crisis, but silver was not that much like seen as that, like expert, yes, financial experts, but not like everyday people. But now
Yeah.
that may change.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. And also, I think that talks about how there is going to be other options as well with this card of separation.
Wow. And separating also maybe from the value of the US dollar and the fiat currencies. Okay. Wow. I wasn't planning on asking about that right away, but since we were in the subject. So let's go back for just one last question here in that Earth and the Stars category. So we have a lot of attention recently on Venus. So I know we've asked about what was it, the spacecraft, the Russian spacecraft on the last episode, and you said that it was something on Venus, a civilization on Venus that stopped the spacecraft and sent it back home where it belonged. So on that note, thank you, Tim, for sending me those articles. So we have an article here, and apparently scientists are stunned by Venus' bizarre pancake volcanoes. And to me, it doesn't look like pancake volcanoes. I don't know if I'm crazy, but to me, it looks like breasts.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Plastic ones, but still.
Yeah. Not so natural ones, but yeah. So there's this. And Tim is asking as a question, are the domes covering Venusian cities also referencing to what we were getting last week? So that would be the first one. And then the second one that I have is NASA just found signs of life in Venus' ancient mysterious surface structures. So apparently they are saying that there might have been life at some point of Venus development. So why is there so much, first of all, let's ask the cards, like, why is there so much attention on Venus right now with NASA's media coverage and so forth?
Because yeah, I think I have flashback, very small ones of last time, because it says slightly dangerous. I think that there is something that they are watching in case there is going to be a war or an enemy there. So I think Venus is or very near Venus is a place that is a little bit dangerous, and they want to keep the peace there, and they want to make sure that we're ready to protect. Also, they're working on making some alliances. Oh, I hope I'm saying that right this time.
Alliances, yes.
I don't know, how do you say that word? And it says tribe here. I know it's not easy to see, and we have the card of marriage. So they're working on to see which one are they ally, which one is not, and there is some kind of a danger there. It's weird, but because when we think about Venus, it's the planet of love, right? So thinking about possible war, yes, they're seeing where they want to put their investment and which place they want to have an ally.
Okay. And can we ask about like what are those Venus breasts in reality?
It seems to be a place where they receive people. So either some place where they land or some place where they receive people. It seems to be very diplomatic. And yeah, it seems to be very diplomatic. So I would say that this is a place that is not that much like a city. It's more a place where people can land
An
and
air base, basically.
yeah, and have meetings. Yes. Absolutely. Um, Interesting. We have this card that says that they have important resources in that location. So it's very secretive, and it's not everybody that wants to enter that can enter that location.
Okay, so you have to be invited, I guess.
You have to be invited to have the right frequency to get in.
Oh, wow. And can we ask, like, generally speaking, because I know usually in politics there are a lot of people involved, but let's ask, like, what is the general, let's say, agenda of Venus, this Venus civilization towards the Earth? Like, what do they want?
They want to be left alone. They want to be left alone. Okay.
Okay, that's clear.
Let's see what other card do we have. We have the Tower card. We have the Kid. It seems that this planet has been part of many wars. This civilization has been part of many wars and played different roles for other civilization, and they're just done. They don't want to be involved in drama or a war or a conflict anymore. They want to restore. They want to restore their energy, and I think that's why it is being so much under surveillance. It's because they don't know which way it's going to go.
So possibly what I'm getting from what you're saying is that there is a conflict involving other civilization, other planets, and Earth want Venus to be like an ally, but they don't want to be involved because they're like, we're done with war, man.
We're done with war.
Okay.
So yes, and I think the Earth is also not sure about who they want as an ally. So they're doing a lot of surveillance, but we are not really good as surveillance as we should be at this point.
Okay. Okay. Wow. Interesting. Let us know what you think. I'm very curious to know because I know lots of you have knowledge about this kind of stuff. So let me know what we're missing here. If we're missing anything from the bigger picture. And just before we move on to our next category, which will be celebrities, if you'd like to book your own one-on-one consultation where you get to ask anything that you'd like to ask our amazing oracle Sophie, this is the time to do so. So we have, of course, the 1-hour tarot reading or the 1-hour past lives reading, which is also available on the website, which is a live Zoom consultation, but also we have the 30-minute pre-recorded tarot reading, which is quite popular. And there is the 10% off with the code Jupiter for all of those amazing possibilities. And Sophie has been hard at work producing a lot of those 30-minute videos. So you get to receive your own personalized private video and you can watch and rewatch anytime you like. And there's a little space here when you book and you get to ask your questions for Sophie. So how's it going, Sophie, so far, recording for our beautiful community?
Oh, I'm having so much fun doing your questions. So I read your comment, I write down, I enter in your energy, and I just started video, and I really feel you with me. So I love it. And the comments are really, really good. So thank you for everybody that took the time to send feedback. I love it. So grateful. And I just love how in those 30 minutes, we can get a lot of answer and a lot of details. So you get to see the cards also. So it's a little bit different. Yeah, I really like it.
Awesome. So the link is down below if you'd like to book yours. And don't forget to enter Jupiter as your discount code. All right. So our next category is celebrities. There's a lot happening there. I wasn't sure, honestly, if I was going to touch upon the next subject, but I figured, like, why not? Let's just do it. Okay. And so I don't know if it's just me, but this kept popping up on my YouTube feed. This is it's about Aubrey Marcus, which is a spiritual sort of leader in the community, in the spiritual community. I wasn't very much following him, so I wasn't aware, but those videos about the reaction of what he just posted kept popping up on my feed. So I thought, I don't know if it's just me, so let me know. But I thought something big has shifted in the spiritual community. So he has made an announcement, and those are the videos that you can see here of the reactions. But the original video is where he announces that he and his wife are going to add a third party in their relationship, which is another woman. So you can see their pictures here. And he's saying that it's radical monogamy, which to me doesn't really make sense, but they're saying that it's what, let's say, this next age is all about, freedom for everybody, yay, peace and love, all that stuff. And those reaction videos are also very interesting because a lot of people also in spirituality are like, how about, like, you use the divine union to work on your wounds rather than look for outside validation? And yeah. So a lot of people are saying that he's actually more wounded, that he's trying to make us believe. And I have no personal opinion on this guy because I wasn't following him really, but I thought, like, this is really interesting because as we're stepping into the age of Aquarius, Pluto has just moved in Aquarius, and Aquarius defines sort of like alternative sort of relationships. So I thought that was going to happen for sure, that there is this polyamory trend, those open relationships and all that stuff. But to me personally, I thought that it's also a way that we can try to avoid doing the real work, right? Because let's say your partner, your divine partner is your mirror. So with that long introduction being made, I would like, let's start there with the cards. What is the true driving force for Aubrey Marcus for wanting to have a relationship with two women at the same time? What is a true driving force for him?
A disconnect.
Oh.
It's a disconnect. So is it Gemini? No, we don't know.
I didn't do any research on him.
Okay.
I was just more interested into the reaction videos because I thought there was like a lot of good stuff being said in those videos.
So we have the card of Six of Pentacles, which means exchange. And you said that, Jolie, you said the masculine, the feminine, the exchange, no matter the gender, right? It can be two men or two women, but the kind of the polarity that needs to be there and the energy and the soul.
Yeah.
And when we had three people in there, that could mess up this exchange. When we have the Six of Pentacles and we have the card of disconnect, that means that possibly his reasoning to do that is that he felt like either he was not receiving enough of what he needed at this time. The chakras could be blocked to receive from source. And when it is, even if your partner is giving you the same thing and the same pace, maybe you're not receiving in the same way because you are yourself cut out from source.
Whoa, okay, that's interesting. And I'm interested also in that story as maybe some kind of, let's say, trend on the spiritual in the spiritual community. So will we see more of that sort of like polyamory, open relationships, triple, I guess it's what it's called. Will we see more of that in the spiritual leaders now that Pluto is in Aquarius?
Page of Pentacle. I don't think it's going to be a huge trend. This is just curious. So I think it's going to be here and there. But again, I think everybody watching knows, and you included, that that the gurus and then such are not really typically very monogamous.
Yeah. Okay, and let's ask, since you're asking about that, let's ask if is it because they're being hijacked by the dark forces that they don't want to do the work with only one divine partner? Is it
High Priestess reverse? They're just not connected. They are not spiritual.
so basically what I'm getting from that is that they're getting the energy of the priestesses around them. They're feeding from that energy.
Yeah, and it's not in a flow. So normally when we have the energy, it goes from our feet and it goes to source, and source is showering us back with it, and it goes to the feet again. Because it's reverse, it's almost like you're receiving from the goddesses around you, you're receiving from the energy of feminine around you, but it stays stuck and you don't give it to source. So you're just feeding and feeding and feeding it. Yeah, it's
I guess
good.
we're gonna have many comments about that. So let us know what you think. And it's I didn't intend it to be a judgment, but I just wanted to know like what the cards had to say about that, because I thought that was interesting. And that's kind of a pattern, like as you said, in many spiritual leaders, right?
So I don't know the guy. I'm not saying that everybody is the same. I'm just saying that this is a possibility, that if we were to scratch the surface of many, we would find this pattern,
Yeah.
unfortunately. And it's very important that we are using our intuition ourselves to see, do we feel that this person is good? Do we feel it's negative? And are we continuously doing so?
Yeah, we keep re-questioning everything.
Yes.
Okay, so our next one, there's been a lot happening there on the Diddy trial, and we're already, I think, in week 4 of that, if I followed correctly. I'm trying to follow, but there's so much like fake news about this trial as well on internet. So I saw that. So apparently Trump responds to a potential Diddy pardon. So he said, from what I heard, like he doesn't know everything, and if he feels that the trial isn't fair to Diddy, he might consider the pardon. So I don't know if I don't know. I know they have been friends before. So let's ask the cards. Let's start there. Will Trump issue a pardon for Diddy at the end of this trial?
It's weird because we have cards that indicate that it could be inclined to remove not the trial itself, but evidence. But in the same time, it says that it's going to sever their ties. It's going to be a done deal. So
Why would he do that? Can we ask? Like, why would he discard, I guess, some of the evidence?
Queen of Pentacle, the Queen of Swords, Ace of Pentacle, Three of Cups, the Judgment. There could be something against Trump.
Okay, or people, I guess he's linked with, because
Yes,
we had
exactly.
2 queens.
Oh, yeah, that resonates way more. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
So that is still against Trump in a sense, because it's going to affect his own image.
Yeah.
Even if it's like a son or whatever. Yeah, someone around him, it's going to affect him. So it's about, it could be about people around him for sure, because it has to do with partying, Three of Cups, and it has to do with the judgment that people would have. We see that normally with the Queen of Sword, we are all about the truth and we're all about having good values with the Queen of Pentacle, but there is some type of payback that is needed for some preventing of something with the Judgment.
Payback. So what do you mean exactly? You mean regarding the
If you
trial?
have, yeah, if we had no, if Trump, if they have something on Trump or someone around Trump,
Okay.
Trump needs
So
to pay.
so if I understand correctly, you don't think that he's going to pardon, but he might try to remove some evidence to remove the connection that he has directly or indirectly with Diddy.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to pardon. I don't
Okay.
think so.
Okay.
I think
Okay.
he is going to find a way in the middle so he has like a deal, but I don't think he wants to pardon him.
And from what I'm also seeing from your car, is that possible that because we saw like a bunch of pictures from the past that they were like, I wouldn't say friends, but acquaintances, I
Mhm.
guess, in the same type of events and stuff, Trump and Diddy. So maybe with the judgment card, at some point, like he distanced himself from Diddy, and
Yeah.
maybe he was partying before and he was like involved in some of the dark stuff directly or indirectly.
Mhm.
So can we ask, like, what was this friendship all about between Trump and Diddy back then?
Nine of Wands reverse. That is already a very dangerous place to be between the two of them because that means no secret, no secret between the two of them. They know everything about each other. That means that you're not acting from a place of being guarded or being secretive. You're letting the other one in. You don't have any guards up. So that means that they know a lot about one another. The Two of Pentacles reverse. I think that they spent a lot of time together. Ten of Cups. I think that they introduced the family and others to the other one, but I think that they didn't have the same value at the end because this is an ending with words that came up before the event, before the trial.
Okay, so probably Trump might be concerned about like how much damage can Diddy do with the information that he knows. Okay. Potential blackmail here. Okay, so still in that trial, so a lot of celebrities have been mentioned, and one of them is Barack Obama. And apparently, they're saying that A-listers would pop pills, including Percocet and ecstasy, at parties with Obama face on the pills. So that's interesting. Can we ask the cards, like, why was Obama's face on those pills that people would consume at Diddy parties?
Okay. We have metamorphosis in this one. So I'm going to take tarot cards, but
That's creepy.
very weird. Very, very weird. So why
It makes
was
me it reminds me of the movie They Live, that a lot of like those celebrities are hiding behind like masks because they're like bad ETs.
I'm going to go with the only answer that they gave me from the get-go, but it doesn't make sense. So I was trying to dig further, but it says that makes a drug stronger. It
Oh,
just doesn't make sense for me.
well, intention makes everything. It's magic. Whoa. Okay. So do they get more like tied together with the dark side when they consume those pills? Is that why it's um stronger?
It's stronger because it says that they have the support of everybody and nobody can touch them. So it's like a power trip.
Okay, got it. Um, let's ask, will Obama be linked to Diddy's activities in some form at the end of the trial?
I'm hearing a big yes. The awakening, yes.
Oh,
Yes, yes.
okay.
He is already on that list. He's already
People
doing.
are, yeah, people are kind of expecting his name to be coming up even more in the future. So
Oh yeah, and we have betrayal. So That could go either way. That could be that he is going to buy his way out of it, or that and name somebody else instead. So that could be a deal that he's making in the background,
Mhm.
naming somebody instead of him, and just making a deal that is not going to be in it. But so far, he's seeing a lot of people being accused around him, and he knows that it is his turn very soon.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so there's a bunch of videos on Diddy's trial, but one of them that caught my attention is a video, and I have no idea if it's true or not, so we're just gonna ask the cars. That said, well, this is verified, this information, that Britney Spears allegedly partied all night with Diddy before the disastrous MTV VMA performance in 2007, which was going to be her comeback big performance. And it was like a total flop because allegedly of that party before. And apparently, I heard that she was saying that it was all planned out before, that Diddy wanted to sabotage her career and drugged her. So I'd like to ask the cars about that, because I don't know how much is true of that, those allegations. So was it true that Diddy planned to demolish Britney's career the night before the 2007 VMA performance?
Yes, absolutely. He wanted her to be a nobody.
And why her? Like, why did he target her?
Because he wanted to put someone new, and that's what was taken.
Oh,
So he had somebody that he wanted to take that spot, and it didn't happen because of her. Yeah. So he tried to make her go insane.
that worked. Because after that, like, she went on the downward spiral, which led to the conservatorship, and all of her money was distributed to random people, and they all had links apparently with Diddy's company.
Wow.
Whoa. Okay, that's intense. I'd like to end with this category because there's a lot of interesting questions around that. So let's go ahead. Okay, this one. So this is from Amber. Thank you, Amber. She saw an article that humpback whales are congregating near South Africa, and apparently they don't typically gather in such big groups. So she's asking, can we pull cards to find out why the whales are grouping up?
Oh, interesting. It says that they have an enemy. There is something that is, if they are alone, can attack them, and this is not good at all. So they are sticking together for protection, and this enemy is not something that is always there. This is something that is either
a natural enemy, or is it something man-made or unnatural?
Ooh, I don't know what is happening with the cards today.
They're excited.
They're excited. Okay, let's see on the floor what we have. You can talk, just don't go on the floor. King of Cups. Page of Cup reverse, 10 of Sword reverse, and a 10 of Cups. We have a lot of cups. The last card is the Well, so a lot of the Well, not with an A, but with ELL.
Okay, I thought that you had a whale card. I was like, oh my god.
No. How do you pronounce the difference? Is there a difference?
Well and whale.
I don't hear it.
Okay, don't worry about it.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Okay. So it seems to be supernatural, but normal. Some kind of a mermaid kind of a thing.
Okay, so repeat that. Unnatural, but
Supernatural, natural. So some kind of mermaid kind of
a creature of some kind.
But yeah, so that's where I struggle, because I think mermaids are seen as not natural, but they are natural. So I would say something like a mermaid-ish.
Okay.
Let's see. Is it a mermaid? Let's see. Yes or no?
Well, not an actual mermaid, because I'm guessing like mermaids wouldn't chase whales, but
I think it's mermaids.
Mermaids.
I think it's mermaids.
Are there bad mermaids? Like,
I think it's a survival thing right now. I think that it's a survival thing. I think that there is a change that is happening with under the sea. There's a change that is happening, and they have to, yeah. So it's all getting me to say the same thing. So it's almost like there is resources are lacking, maybe because of the change of temperature that we have, or maybe something that is happening right now. Is it something that they do like once a year, or is it just, I think it's just once. No, it's just once. So normally they have abundance. Normally they're good. Normally they're self-sufficient. They have everything that they need.
the whales or the mermaids?
The mermaids. And I think that the mermaids are, yeah, there are some things that makes them struggle and having less resources. So they need to go after new kind of resources.
Are there like in a war?
I don't think so.
Okay, it's just like a change in equilibrium,
Yeah.
in balance. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
And so it's just for survival.
Okay.
Let me ask the final question with that. Is it like all of the mermaids, or is it like evil? I don't know how to ask that. Let's go with the intent one more time. Let's just go with the intent one final time. I know it's survival, but I just want to see even more. What's the intent from doing this, please? Yeah, we have Page of Cup and 10 of Wands. They really don't want to do it. So I don't think it's the evil kind of mermaids. I think it's just because they're struggling with resources and they're just trying to survive something changing.
Okay. Whoa. I wasn't certainly expecting that. So, okay, let's go ahead and ask my next one. So, I have a question, and that might seem crazy, but let's go ahead because nothing is crazy for the cards. Okay, so we've heard a lot about like the spiritual meaning of seeing cardinals. A lot of people associate them with deceased ones. But what is the meaning of seeing a pair of cardinals, so a female and a male together? Can we ask the cards?
Oh, yeah. It means that you have all the support of your ancestors because you have successfully ended a big lesson or a big karma, and you're about to go to the next level of evolution. So you have this celebration of your ancestors that are sending you that sign to celebrate you.
Wow. Okay. So, and what would be seeing the difference with only seeing like the female or the male cardinal alone?
So seeing the female and then seeing the male?
Or just a male, let's say.
Okay.
Let's see, just see a male cardinal. Like, what would be the message?
It's that you're still in it. So there could be a message. You could be grieving. You could be going through something. And there's a message of push through, you're doing it. Everything is moving forward. Just encouragement and sending you this recharge of energy. So I think that when you see two, that's really you have finished it. You have succeeded and you're moving through the next chapter.
So is it like, in your opinion, is it always a message from your guides or your team or deceased ones?
It's very, very likely that the universe is sending you those if you're watching for signs through your the people that you have lost. So the loved ones that have died, your guides, your spiritual team. It could be either of those. Anything with wings really is associated with messages from above.
Oh, I love that. Wow, I didn't know. Like, that makes so much sense with the couple. It's like the energies that are more balanced, and now like you're finishing one cycle and opening the next one. Wow, I love that. Okay, one last question from Janice. She's asking about labradorite. So she said, I heard this is a stone from an off-world planet. Is this true? And if so, if we can get any information on where, what ET race, all that kind of stuff. So let's start with, is it true that Labradorite is from off-world?
Okay, let's see. It says yes. So we have High Priestess, the Sun, the King of Cups, and the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords is there to say that the value is actually, it should be way more than what it is right now.
Oh,
So
okay, let's stock up on Labrador. Wow.
Do you have any?
I have a heart somewhere.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking about stocking up on it. Okay. And can we get more, let's say, any information on the energy, the frequency? Where is that from? Is that connected to any ET rays that we know of?
So it talks about how it's super strong to rebalance the energies. It's really strong when you have something that is unfair or something that is unbalanced, either in your emotions, in your body, in your mind. It brings back certain balance, and it's opening up your chakras that needs to be rebalanced. So I would work with it a lot for any type of illness, or any type of you have something that physically, mentally, or emotionally needs to be opened up and healed and released. I would work with it. Relationship can be really, that could be a good stone instead of the diamond to rebalance, because it's rebalancing. So balance, it's good to have in a relationship. I think that overall this energy is working. It's very, very powerful to work on many chakra at the same time. And it's very good with the 5D. I would say not so much with the 3D, meaning it's not the one to bring your manifestation into the 3D. That's not the stone for it, but it is really the stone to rebalance energetically your energies.
Okay. Makes sense. So any information on where it's from as far as off-world ET rays? Let's see, like, if we can get.
Yeah, but it's going to be you that is going to be the judge. Page of Cup.
Okay.
And we have King of Pentacles.
With Page of Cups, I'm thinking more about like a reconnection to our inner child, something very young, something very an energy that's very joyful, playful. And then the King of
Pentacles. Lemurian. I know it's not necessarily what we're searching for, but I would see Lemurian with this.
Yeah. Pleiadian, Lemurian, what I'm getting.
Yeah.
So let us know what you think.
I think that the King of Pentacles talks about something that has been there for ages. But the fact that, like you said, the Page of Cups talks about the innocence, the kind of the playful, like you said, and that even though it's there for a long time, no need of harsh, or no need of like war, or
Yeah. Wow, that's beautiful. So like a mix of stability, but also playfulness and joyfulness. Beautiful. Let us know what you think. And I'm sure you guys will have like many, many interesting comments. So please do make sure you add those under the video. We love reading your comments. And if you'd like to ask any interesting question to our list for the next one, please do so in the community. So we have a free community to join. The link will be down below. And please ask your questions in the 5D news question category. This is where I go when I do my research every week. And again, if you'd like to book your own reading with Sophie, the link is down below as well. And don't forget to enter Jupiter as your discount code to get 10% off on the pre-recorded and on the live appointments with Sophie. Wow, that was a really amazing episode. Thank you so much, Sophie, for answering all of our questions. Thank you to all of you for watching, and do make sure you like this episode if you did enjoy the content. And we'll see you very, very soon. Sending you much, much love. Bye, everybody.